If you want to learn travel tips about skincare and beauty, this is the second half of my travel to Europe with fashion and skincare and all kinds of beautiful advice. Hey everybody, this is Lisa, the owner of Peaches Skincare. You can visit us at peachesskincare.com, and I also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to see a little bit more about who we are and our holistic beliefs in skincare. If you're new to my channel, this is number 2, so go back and watch number 1. I'm a holistic master esthetician. My goal is to help men and women to love themselves without completely changing their face for ridiculous beauty standards. So I wear no foundation and concealer in these videos, and I never do in real life. This is a real woman at 57.5, and I'm proud of that. I will have days where maybe I look tired. I will have days where I look my best, but I try really hard to lean into aging and just be my best in the process. And that's what I want to help you do. If you choose to cut into your face, if you choose to inject, I know the world we live in. I know the pressure, especially women have. I am here for you, and you still got to take care of your skin if you're doing all of those things. So this is the second video. I think this is going to be a series because I have so much to talk about our trip. Just to reiterate, we took the trip of a lifetime. Kent and I have been very blessed. I have always planned a trip a year since we were young. Even if I had to save and dig and find a way to do it, I tried to get us to go places. But Europe was always very intimidating to us. Even though both of our children have been, they both have volunteered there or studied there. And Kent did surprise me, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and I got to go to London, and I loved it. It was a very quick trip. But due to the fact that last year was a really tough, not a tough year, just a year where Kent got sick, we realized, and he's doing wonderful, by the way. I know some of you have been so incredible and supportive. He's doing incredible. I personally believe he is cancer-free, and his doctors are happy, and he's doing great. But at the time, you sit here and you think, I'm almost 60 years old. He's 63. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? You know, you'll buy a car. You will buy a home. I know that not everyone has enough money to barely go anywhere, but it doesn't mean you can't go camping. You can't go drive somewhere you've always wanted to go. You can't find a way. And boy, did we meet so many couples that were finding a way and had gone through the same experiences as we did. In fact, there were a couple whose, between one of them had gotten cancer or had been sick, and they said, what are we waiting for? We're going to go and see things we've always been curious about. Now, Kent and I are beach people, and when you go to beach places or you go to islands, I still pack the same, but you're not moving around as much. At least we aren't. In Europe, we went for 3 weeks. We chose to really bounce around. We wanted to see a lot. And I know a lot of you already heard this in the last video, but we started in Paris. We went Los Angeles to Paris. We went from Paris down to the south of Italy as far as Sorrento and the island of Capri. They like to say Capri. We went to Rome. We went to Florence. We then went up to Switzerland to Lake Lucerne, to Zermatt, because Kent wanted to see the Matterhorn, and that's where this whole trip started, and it was fabulous. Maybe John will put a couple pictures in with this, but if not, just know it was amazing. And then we went down, we went from Zermatt down to Milan, Milan, Italy, back to Italy for the end of our trip. And then we went to Venice, which I forgot to mention. We just went for the day, and then we flew out. But I want to share with you the things that people didn't tell me. I want to share with you how I took care of my skin on this trip, and just the beauty things and fashion I learned about while traveling around Europe. So the first video was about what I took on the plane as far as cleaning, and yes, I did do carry-on for 3 weeks. This video is kind of about when you land in Paris, and then, wait a minute, we went LAX to London, we had to go through Heathrow to Paris. No one told me how difficult Heathrow Airport was. Now, when Kent and I went to London a few years ago, we landed there, we stayed there, so we didn't have to go through their security to be there. You know, you always have to go through immigration, but we didn't have to go through security. This time, because it was a layover, we had to go through security. This is something I wish my friends would have told me, and I'm going to share with you. If you have carry-on luggage and you're only stopping over there to go somewhere short, like maybe 2 hours away, an hour and a half away, I would suggest that you check your luggage, because it is such a strict airport, and I get they're trying to keep us safe, but normally you can take about 3.4 ounces of liquid on the plane, you know, 100 milliliters, I think that's what it would be. If it's in my bag, a lot of times I had showed you, there's a few videos back, what I bring and my bathroom bag. I never have an issue because the bottles are within the rules. It never really has to be in this quart-sized bag, if I'm honest. Sometimes I'll put the things that are in my handbag I'm carrying on. So let's say you have a rolly bag. I don't know if you saw the picture on Instagram. And then I had another bag. I also have my handbag I brought, which I'm going to show you. And maybe in that, I will put some of the liquids, but I've never had an issue traveling anywhere. At London Heathrow, we somehow ended up in security before anyone told us we should check our bags. They only allow this bag, I want to show you this, one each fully. That's it. You have anything extra and they're gonna take it all from you. And let me tell you, they did. A few things got through. I'm trying to think what, I was shocked my hand sanitizer got through, but I didn't take it out of my handbag. I'm a very honest person, so when they said, do you have any liquids? I'm grabbing things out of my bag, and maybe I shouldn't have, I don't know. But I watched other people in tears as well, as they just took everything. And maybe not everything, but for a skincare guru like me, who is constantly, you know, taking care of my skin and teaching all of you. And the whole purpose of this trip was not only for Kent and I, but also to help see what the beauty is, you know, what's going on around the world. I was a little upset and I was very sad. And it was the beginning of our 3-week trip. I'm watching women and men stand in the line and they're like, what do you mean I can't bring that? Why are you taking that? It was really difficult. So it goes through, they grab out all your stuff. The lady's trying to help me fit everything into this little container, one for each Kent and I. I've got sunscreen, people. I've got many bottles like this. I kept within the rules of bottles, but I've got bottles of cleanser. I've got my luminescent. I've got my ageless night serum. I've got my moisturizer. I've got my milk and magnesia. It's not all fitting. So they push you through and they just don't really care. They are gonna move slow. They don't care if you've got a flight to catch. Forgive me, but that's how I felt. I ended up going over and crying to a customer service rep. I felt bad doing it. It's just, I was so overwhelmed. I was exhausted. And he was so lovely. And he gave me to the head of security at Heathrow. And that gentleman didn't give me back my stuff, but walked over, put Kent in front of everyone because we were going to miss our flight. Our flight had already been turned around from LAX the day before. We had to go home, go back to bed, get to the plane the next day. Never had that happen. So we'd already had planes, trains, and automobiles, and he was so lovely. He did tell me you can go online and have us ship your stuff to the next hotel. But when we did that, the cost was so outrageous, it was just not going to happen. So be aware at London Heathrow. Just check your bag and you won't have these issues. Every single person going through security, in my opinion, was having issues that day. They were very upset. I saw women crying because they were going to miss their flight. It was, quite honestly, just so ridiculous to me. So now back to after that. Why am I telling you this? Let me show you the things I did bring and something that ended up being a lifesaver. Ladies, you know how much my milk and magnesia means to me. I've worn it for over 4 decades on my skin every night to bed. I'm constantly telling you to wear your milk and magnesia. At night is when our skin heals. It's when our body pushes out impurities through many of the organs, including the largest organ of the skin. So milk of magnesia is not only anti-inflammatory, healing. It draws everything out of the pores that are really hair follicles. It also is, in my opinion, I am a pro-ager, but it's anti-aging. It's why I don't have all the lines on my face. I don't have crepey skin. I absolutely fully believe it because I've been able to see it on hundreds of thousands of clients. They took it. I couldn't believe it. And guess what you can't find in Europe? Milk of magnesia. I couldn't find it. My acne stick, I knew it was good. We sell our acne stick because it's camphor. We sell it for the purpose of when you have an undergrounder, you put it on and then it kind of pulls everything out. But the acne stick looks like this. And the ingredients are phenomenal and it pulls everything out. I had to wear that to bed at night and I have to tell you, I was blown away. My skin looked so good. The only thing it didn't do is pull everything out of my pores as much as I would have liked, meaning it would bring a pimple up. I had texture here for the past few months and I couldn't figure out why. And I had been doing different things with it. It's gone now. It did draw all of that out. It just didn't maybe make my pores as tight as I would have liked, like milk and magnesia. And I will never stop using milk and magnesia. But to any of you that has the acne stick, start using it. You can wear it tonight on your chin. You can wear it tonight on your nose. You can put it on a blemish. I would get a blemish from the food we were eating, being in different floral and fauna, using different water systems. People don't realize how much that affects your skin. I've had it happen with clients for decades where they'll come back from somewhere, they have a new fungus, a new issue, and I have to help them. And it was amazing how if I had a little bump somewhere, I would put this on it and by the next day, it would have either made it white or taken it away completely. I got to the point where I would take a little bit of this, I would dab it on the area and keep dabbing until it went, you couldn't really see it. And I would go out into the day and just have it on my skin. And my goodness, it was amazing. I am so impressed with my acne stick. So to anyone who hasn't used it or hasn't purchased it, this is a game changer, and it was a game changer. I ended up not panicking about not having my milk of magnesia. My skin is in great shape, so when I got home, I was able to do some facials on myself. And the first night of wearing milk of magnesia, I definitely saw a difference in my pores and the firming, but the acne stick was a lifesaver. Okay, we're going a little long, so I want to show you one other thing I brought, and then we're going to go on to video number 3. So something that my daughter reminded me to bring, she is a nurse practitioner, and she travels a lot. She is such a motivation to my husband and I, her and her husband. They really get out there. They do it inexpensively and on a budget. They may go in the winter to Italy, but they have the best time and they lean into it. They do the plane flight. Kent and I at our age were like, if it can't be lay down seats, we can't go. But she will stuff herself into a plane and she'll go and she'll experience. And to anyone who hasn't allowed their children to do that or hasn't encouraged their children, it changes their value system, it makes them better humans, and it lets them love where they live even more and appreciate so much of what they have. But lastly, Tums. We brought Tums and we use them. You're eating different food. We brought Imodium, and yes, we had to use this as well. You're eating different food. You're in different water systems. I made sure to bring B12, vitamin D3. It's a D3 1000 IU. I believe in this product so much. It is a little expensive, but it's by Quality of Life. It's AHCC. It was something recommended to my daughter by a physician for my husband, and we take it every day. Think of it as a mushroom supplement, and I believe in it. I brought these. I brought an allergy from Costco that I take one a day because I get very itchy eyes. And I brought my turmeric, not in these bottles. I had little baggies that I made really tight, and every day I would make sure to give Kent and I our vitamins. I did have Advil and Tylenol in case we needed it, and we don't take a lot of this, but we did. You're walking 20,000 steps a day. It's unbelievable. And there were times that we had headache or we just needed, maybe our muscles ached. And then for me, I was in Italy and I am lactose intolerant and I had a plethora of Lactaid with me. And I'll tell you something, it was a miracle. I didn't have one incident and I made it my job to eat a pizza every day. So this is where we'll stop this video. I hope that this helped you in some way and encouraged you. And always remember, stick to your skincare, even when traveling. You're in different floral and fauna, different environments, different water systems, and you won't come home with issues. You won't come home with melasma. And I hope that I've encouraged all of you, and I hope I've also helped you to uncover your true confidence.